Okay, I just wanted to show you guys inside my transmission here. This is the Redcat BE6S 6S version, with all the upgraded metal transmission and everything. It destroyed a bearing. I haven't had it long. I actually bought it from a guy on eBay. Said he went through a lot of things. Only a couple months old, blah blah blah. It was in really good shape, and body was in excellent shape. The chassis was in excellent shape. It really didn't show that it had been run much at all. Very, very little use. He had done some modifications to it, put a censored motor in there, and put a fly sky remote. Some of the changes, I'm not sure why he did. He just did. I don't know how this thing got to become where it's at, but it was really odd anyway. There's a lot of oddity to it. But with just the amount of time that's run on it, I'm surprised that these bearings, now did he put a used transmission in or something? I don't know. These are the bearings that were in this dang transmission when I got it. I ran it for a short amount of time, and then something just went all to hell. It was a little noisy, had a lot of driveline slack in it when I originally got it. Wasn't sure what the deal is. I ran it for a small amount, and all of a sudden things just made a horrendous noise. Opened it up, and it chewed up these bearings here. So yeah, in the process of chewing up these bearings, some of that crap got in the gears, messed up the gears. So yeah, that sucked. And of course it also kind of messed up the differential gear, because that rides directly on it through this little opening here, that gear there. So I picked up a new one of them. When I opened this thing up, he had supposedly just went through all that as well, but one of the, I don't know how, I can only assume at this point what's happened here. Don't know, but one of the shims that goes behind one of the side gears, it's just gone. It's destroyed. It's ground to hell. This fluid inside this thing looks like ass. All kind of metal looking in it. I don't think it's supposed to look like that. Should have been kind of clear if you use the proper stuff. So yeah, that don't look good. So yeah, pulled out the transmission, ordered new gears, new bearings, all that. That was the only sealed bearing in the transmission, and that does come that way from the factory. That is the only sealed bearing. So that's one of the original bearings. It's metal shielded. Nothing but a couple races left. One of the races was so bad it was just gone. So yeah, all new bearings in it. Ordered new gears. Found out when I got the gears that this center shaft is not part of the gear. Mine was stuck in there. I thought it was part of the gear, so when I ordered it, yeah, it wasn't. I had to knock it out. And I found that it had some burrs and stuff on it. It was not in very good shape. It wouldn't slide back onto the new gear. I was able to get a lot of that crap off of it and smooth it out and everything. It's not perfect, and I'm going to order another one. I don't like it. I'm going to order another one of them. It's not perfect because I actually have already assembled this thing with some assembly lube. I put the motor on there, and I ran it for just a little bit on the bench, just a little break-in, just got some assembly lube on it, and ran it for just a short amount, let everything break in. After I pulled it back apart, now this bearing here does not feel good. I'm replacing that shaft. I'm going to get another bearing, and I might just get all four of them new again, because I just don't trust any of it, and I want to have some backups. So yeah, I'm going to order some bearings. All these shim seems to be in good shape and all that. Ordered a screw kit, so I'm putting all new screws back in it just because they're pretty. Stainless steel, that kind of thing. So yeah, just kind of wanted to show you guys how it all went together. This one slides right down onto there. There's two pins that's in that shaft. Goes like that. This one goes on here. And like so. It just kind of all slides together. Gotta get it seated. There we go. I chose screws that gave me full engagement. It worked well, but I went ahead and put some washers on. It didn't come with washers from the factory, but I'm putting washers on it. And this is not a final assembly. Remember to always Loctite your bolts, especially when they go into aluminum. Mainly when they go into aluminum. You can get away with it in the plastic, but on aluminum you must Loctite or they will come loose. Another one of the things I'd found on this thing was numerous loose screws where they did not get Loctited. Some of them did get Loctited. He Loctited them with red Loctite. Not really recommended. I recommend using blue Loctite unless you just really want to bust out the heat gun every time you want to get these things back apart. It is a little stronger with the red, but the blue is enough to keep most things on an RC in line where they're supposed to be. Keep it all tight. In the process of this, I'm also going to change the gearing. It didn't have factory gearing on it. It did have a stock 47 on here, and it was not meshed properly at one point. The gearing wasn't really the best. It was okay. It'll work. But I wanted to change gearing anyway, so I went from a 47 spur to now a 46 spur. Nice, brand new, shiny. I should have always just bought this thing brand new to begin with, but I didn't. Bought it used on eBay. Thought I was getting a deal. You know how that goes, and now I'm rebuilding the whole thing. But that's one of the things you end up doing anyway, usually when you buy one. So I don't know how much of a deficit it really was. Went ahead and changed this gear out too. Got me a fresh one. It was a 14. 11 was factory. I now have a 16 on there. I'm looking to get a little more top speed, take away from some of my bottom end torque. I don't like that it pops wheelies. I'm trying to retune the diffs as well. I mean, popping wheelies is cool to a point, but you know, I got to keep it on the road somewhat. Gotta have a little control to it, but she's nice now. She spins real good. You know, that's how it works. That engages back into the center diff. So yeah, hope this was helpful to you guys. Something for you to know, you know, about these things. Look at all your parts and make sure you get them all. That's for sure. It might have been better for me just to order a complete center diff on this deal too. And I was also being a little bit picky on this. But if I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have noticed how bad this was, and it would have caused even more damage down the road. So that's one of the things when I first found my dead bearings. At that point, I was like pulling the whole thing apart. And that's just all there is to it. So yeah, and the whole thing is apart. I just decided I'd pull it all apart. Do everything, all diffs, all bearings, anything that was questionable, redone. So, alright. Thanks for watching.